Okay, this video is going to focus on Target 4. On Target 4 we had lots of issues, so this video might be a little bit longer. This is a problem like the first one you had on your target check, and when you do this one, you literally look at what's out front, and you're going to say 3 times 2 and get your 6, and then do 6 times 3 and get 18. Some of you were able to do that correctly, but you stopped at this point. And before you say that you're finished, you have to look at what's in the Radican and see if it can be simplified. So we have 18. You look at the list, and 9 is a factor of 18. So we're going to rewrite 18 as 9 times 2, and there's our perfect square. It's going to come out. When the square root of 9 comes out, it's a 3. So the square root of 9 is a 3. It came out front. I multiply the 3 with the 6 that was already there, and then I bring over my 2. So everybody's number 1 was a lot like that, and some of you were able to get to this point, but you have to look at your Radican and see if you can go farther. Okay. To get a 2 on this target, you'll have to do the next problem that you had, and it involves a few variables in the radical. And it may have looked something like this. So when you do this top, you can simplify at the beginning or at the end. I think it's just kind of up to the person working it out. You could get the correct answer either way. Okay, let's get us a number in here. Let's go with 20. Okay, so on this one, I'm just going to go with, let's just multiply and then we'll simplify at the end. I'm taking the outside times the outside. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Now I'm going to take what's inside my radical and multiply by the other inside. 2 times 20 is 40. X to the 4th times x cubed is x to the 7th. We add those powers. Y to the 3rd times y to the 4th is y to the 7th. Now that we have that multiplied, we just simplify what we are left with. So I focus on 40 first. I look at the list and I try to figure out, is there something in the list that is a factor of 40? And 4 is. 4 times 10 is 40. So I rewrite 40 as 4 times 10. Now earlier we talked about simplifying these powers under the radical. If they're odd, we have to take one off so that we have an even power that we can later take half of. Going to do same thing for that y. There's the odd one. Now there's y to the 6th. Now in this radical, there's my perfect square, there's an even power, and there's an even power. So I can take the square root of all of these. The square root of this 4 will come out as a 2. That negative 8 is still out there. The square root of x cubed, x to the 6 will come out as x cubed. The square root of y to the 6 will come out as y cubed. We halve those powers when they come out. So this is out, and this is out. The 10, the x, the y all stay in. 10 cannot be broken down. We're going to leave it alone. So I just multiply this out here. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. And I just write my 10xy next to it. So that one takes a while, but it's not that bad. Okay. Now the last one is where we have to distribute a little bit. And several of you were able to distribute, but you continue to do a little too much work. So on this one, I would do this term times the first term. And then I have to do this out front times the second term. So there's 2 terms in here with subtraction. I'm just going to distribute this times the negative 3 radical 5, and this times negative 3 radical 7. So when I multiply that out, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, so the first part's done. I've already multiplied by that. Now I do the second one. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. 6 times 7 is 42. Okay, at this point I look inside of my radicals and I look at 30 and I try to find something from the list to break it down with. 30 is not divisible by any of these, so this one stays the same. We don't break it down. I look at 42. 42 is 2 times 21, 6 times 7, 3 times 14. There is nothing here that's a perfect square, so I can't break down 42, so I'm finished with this problem. I am not multiplying anymore. This is subtraction, so I have to leave it alone at this point. If this was a different number in here, such as 45, I would break it down with a 9. I would bring things out. If we had a number in here that did break down, you would keep going with it. But these do not, so we stop here.